morning, everybody. My nose started itching, apparently. Welcome to the second episode. Oh, what do you have going on here? Okay, we're good. The Nick Field is gone. Okay, welcome to the second episode. Hopefully, we'll have power for more than 15 minutes tonight. Hello, Grant. Um, Okay, so we are going to be joined by Joe Dog McKeel, who is the chairman of HallowCon, which is happening in Dalton, Georgia, October 25th through the 27th. And we have a bunch of the featured authors that are going to be there as well with us tonight. So without further wait, I'm going to go ahead and get Joe Dog McKeel on with us. Hello, Joe Dog. You're muted.
Okay. Hey.
Hey, you know what? Second episode, first episode went like it did. The second episode's gonna be a lot of fun. So,
Yeah. Well, first I want to throw out. Angelina's asked a question in the comment section over there. 39 days. 39 days till October 25th.
Awesome! I cannot wait. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
So, okay. So what's the history of HallowCon? Just if you want to do a little quick rundown on that real quick.
HallowCon was formed about 2000. The idea for HallowCon came about August of 2001. The first HallowCon was 2002, and that was 22 years ago. So, yeah, we've been around a while. I have not been all 22 years. I came in about HallowCon 8 or 9, just as a presenter from my days as a paranormal investigator, giving presentations on paranormal investigations that I'd done. And then I somehow worked or drafted into staff and just worked my way up the chain. And when the founder and chairman retired, I pretty much inherited the role, and here we go. And that was in 2017 was my first event that I ran as the chairman.
Awesome. Well, I have been there before. I was there last year, and I had an absolute blast. And I'm looking forward to being down there again this year. What kind of things did you want to bring up tonight? Let's see here. I heard there's some. Well, and I know last year there was good food. I heard there's going to be some good food again this year.
Yes. We have all our food is fresh cooked on site. We have a portable kitchen, which is more like a grill on wheels. It's called Grillzilla.
For a reason.
It's huge. Thing can cook 300 hamburgers in under 45 minutes. And has. If people will listen to me, it will cook 300 hamburgers in 45 minutes. We've added, upgraded the old grill. But yeah, back to what is HallowCon. We are a 3-day Halloween convention, sort of the early multi-fandoms, because it's Halloween and any costume works. I'm trying to get that all the pictures uploaded to the website. I can't figure out. I'm having issues getting that to upload, but one of the early pictures that we've got is two girls that showed up and stayed together. One dressed as Harley Quinn, and the other one had the most gorgeous emerald green Victorian gown. What? What?
I'm just imagining that. And you
Yeah,
have pictures of that, or you're looking for those pictures yet?
I have the pictures. I just, for some reason, can't get them to upload to the website.
Okay.
Oh, I saw that. We'll, we'll need to bring that person up first that spoke in the private chat.
Okay.
When we bring them in,
Yes.
that is our author guest of honor who will be there. We're mainly a literary convention where books are what we really push for people to buy. We do have vendors room, and we have entertainment. We pretty much start at 3 o'clock on Friday. We take a break about 4 a.m. on Saturday morning, and then I'm back at it sometime around 9. And then we go round the clock. We have a movie room, and that starts at 3 on Friday and pretty much runs round the clock. But one thing I like doing now is Saturday mornings we run the old cartoons.
Oh, that's fun.
Oh yeah. Last year we ran all the first episodes of the Sid and Marty Krofft stuff. As people ate breakfast, they got to see the first HR Puffin stuff. The what was the other HR Puffin stuff? Then Lidsville and all that.
Awesome. Okay, and then there's also the one nice thing about HallowCon is that it is for charity.
Yes, we do have a charity, and one of the things I like doing is not announcing the charity until opening ceremonies, because usually the charity is there.
Okay. Which is on Friday nights.
On Friday night.
Yep.
Yeah, we have John, Bugaboos and Sigmund the Sea Monster, Wonderbug. I had all those. Where was I? I'm lost. Yeah, some of the little crazy events we have is Saturday during lunchtime. I don't like scheduled programming during lunchtime, but we're getting so much stuff in, and we're going to have to sort of lunchtime. I'm going to schedule the programming in the con suite so people can eat and watch the event. We're doing diecast racing.
Oh, fun.
Which is pretty much very what am I trying to say? I'm bad at work. I'm not a public speaker. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
That's why I have Chris and Ruth to talk for me. I get the words here, they just don't come out here.
I get you. I'm the same way. But we were talking about the charity, and then we do an auction for that charity as well.
Yeah, we do an auction. The auction will be Saturday at 4.
And all the times right now are in Eastern because it is in Dalton, Georgia, so it is in Eastern time.
It's in the Eastern time zone.
Yep.
Yes. What else? I'm sorry, I drank some soda right before we started, and it's now biting back. Where was I? Yeah, we're all on Eastern time zone, which really helps.
And I'm really excited because I'm looking at everybody in the background, and we have a lot of people with us tonight.
Yes, we do.
Should we start so that they can start chatting and talking themselves up, which I am excited about this.
Okay, let's go ahead and bring in our author guest of honor, Dan Jolly. Is he still here?
Yeah.
There's Dan.
Hey, Dan.
Hey, guys.
Yeah, we thank. First, I want to thank Dan personally for being the guest of honor this year. We had one that we were all excited to have, and her due date is HallowCon weekend. So, we had to sort of back up, punt, and Chris recommended Dan, and I said, let's go for it. I like Dan. So, Dan, sort of explain who you are, what you do, and your experiences with HallowCon.
I've been a professional writer for 34 years now. Started when I was in college, started out writing comic books, did a bunch of mainstream comic book stuff for Marvel and DC and Dark Horse and such. Got into writing media tie-in novels and then original novels, and from there video games and little tiny bit of screenwriting. And that's a product right there. Yeah. For a long time, the Warriors novels, HarperCollins had me and usually James Barry as the artist, doing these side stories that like filled in gaps and whatnot in the novels in manga format. And I live about 20 minutes north of Dalton. And so this is my own home. This is my stomping ground. I went to Dalton College for the first 2 years of my post-high school
Which
education.
is literally just right down the street from the hotel, right?
Yeah.
You could almost call this your home convention now.
Just about, yeah. Yeah, I'm halfway between that and Connuga. And
okay.
I've only been to HallowCon once before. So this is
only once. I thought you've been there a couple times under Dutch.
Just the once.
Well, I'm going to make sure that changes.
And ordinarily, my head doesn't look quite this much like a peanut, but these headphones really they're flattering. I tell you.
It happens. Now, I was really excited. I've been collecting the Warrior series, and I don't usually get into manga so much and comic books. Local bookstore happened to have this, and I'm like, that's fine. Then I looked at it and went, oh my gosh, I need that. Oh wow. So I'm excited about this. So this book is coming down with me. I'm hoping I can get an autograph on it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it surprises me. I was a guest at Dragon Con. I'm a guest at Dragon Con just about every year. And it always surprises me. People come up and they want to buy a book. And, if you're an author, set up at a table there and people that you've never met before decide to buy one of your books from you. That is such a validating, flattering thing, and then they're like, would it be okay if you autographed it? Like how much do I owe you for the autograph? And I'm like, give me the book. I'll say autographs don't cost anything. Give me the book here. I'll personalize it. So yeah, I will be more than happy to sign.
Thank you.
Basically anything that has my name on it, with one or two exceptions. And those I might just keep.
You might pay them to keep.
I might pay them so I can throw it in the garbage.
No.
That's only one or two projects, or one or two comic book projects from very early in my career.
But those are the ones that are going, wow, they've been following you for a while though too.
Well, it's like one in particular, about once every 5 years, somebody brings me a copy of this one particular project. And my response is always, oh, you're the one that liked it.
I doubt that. Well, you said they usually bring it up. So there's more than one person.
Well, I'm much more pleased with the stuff that I've been doing lately. In 2020, I guess. I started writing my first ever fantasy series, and that is coming out currently from Falstaff Books. It's called The Demon Sleuth Scrolls, and it's kind of a high fantasy mystery mashup. In fact, the third book just came out.
Okay. Nick Tucker, our producer back there, wanted me to send that picture that I was talking about, and I'm trying to find it. Okay. And it's just It is on the tablet, so I do not have it. It's on the tablet that we set up at the tables, which is out in the truck underneath the stuff that we took to out. I don't have it.
Well, let's just put it this way. I had to do some maneuvering on some stuff because I was at StompCon last weekend.
Yeah.
And this was the table that was set up for HallowCon.
Oh, okay.
And I had to get some things out of my including the book, out of stuff. So I get it, Joe Dog. I've been there.
Yeah. Don, pull that picture up again.
Oh, okay.
The postcard should have been tilted to the left just a little bit. It would have looked.
You know where I'm going to put one of those pumpkins if I bring those down there?
What?
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. If you didn't notice, Joe Dog is a joker. Those that don't know him personally, he's a funny man.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I got a bad habit of horrible practical jokes.
Mm-hmm. You almost gave somebody a heart attack before the show, saying that you were at Walmart.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Not funny. So should we bring some of the other guests up on here?
Well,
I know.
Pull up that comment from Angelina. That's for Dan.
Angelina says, I've known Dan since I was 16. The Demon Sleuth Scrolls series is awesome. I got a pre-release of the second book. I hope he's bringing book 3 to HallowCon.
Yeah, I will definitely have, at the very least, some paperbacks. The printer, there was some sort of problem with the dust jacket. I don't know exactly what it was. I'm hoping to have hardbacks as well, but I will definitely at least have paperbacks of all 3 books.
Awesome.
And hardbacks of the first 1 and 2.
Good to hear.
All right. I think we need to bring in the interstellar woman of mystery. and our resident rocket scientist.
I was going to say, our president, they should be able to figure out who she is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, Stephanie, thank you for jumping in here and helping me not look such a fool.
Hey, Joe Dog, I'm glad to do it. You know
All
that.
right. But yeah, Stephanie, sort of tell them what your experiences with HallowCon.
Well, there's a reason why I keep coming back every year. It's a lot of fun. They feed you well. The stuff that we do is great fun. There's always something going on. And I'm meeting old friends, so there is a participatory panel called the Oracle. And what that basically is a husband and wife team function as the scribe and the host, and the guests on the panel form the oracle, and the audience asks us a question, and we have to reply one word at a time. Each person gets a word, and then it moves to the next person, and the stuff that comes out of that is mostly hilariously funny, occasionally insightful, and usually pretty stupid.
Pickles!
And then you get somebody like me on
Pickles!
and then you get somebody like me on the very end of the panel line who throws an and or
Yes. Mm-hmm.
a but.
It was Chris that kept putting the adverbs out last year at the end of the line. I thought, I thought he was going to get. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm bringing a roll of pickle stickers to the convention this year. I am not joking.
As you could tell, if when you come to the convention, when you come to HallowCon, there's a lot of jokes and a lot of fun and a lot of camaraderie that goes from year to year.
It's like what best way to describe it now, now Charles sort of talked about this. It's a family reunion of a family you didn't know you belonged to.
Sometimes you
Yes.
wonder why you have. No, I'm kidding. I love
Yeah.
all of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dan, you've
And-
been there once. Is that pretty much a good description?
Oh yeah, yeah. It was, as much as it was people like talking to writers and finding out about books and whatnot. It was, hey, how's it going? Haven't seen you in so long. How are your children? Blah blah. Tell me everything. Did you get that job? Um, yes, I agree.
Yeah.
What Joe said is true.
That pretty much pretty
is why
much
you
nails
write.
it. Yeah, this is why I write. Yes.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, and Don, you were asking, about HallowCon, how long it's been going. I just remembered that my first HallowCon I went to, my granddaughter was not born yet, and she'll be at HallowCon this year. 15.
That is quite the run.
Joe,
Yes.
if memory serves, when you started running HallowCon, I believe I was one of your guests at the very first HallowCon
Yes.
you ran.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh,
So
So we got to keep this going.
yeah. But yeah, and I actually bought a book for her at that HallowCon,
yes.
which she devoured in about 2 days.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Of course, I gave her the best book to read, and she's going, Papa, this is rough. This is scary. It was 1984.
That would do it.
And she's going, I'm seeing this stuff now. I'm going, that's why I want you to read it.
Angelina is also saying that 2 years ago, the program said it was the 20th anniversary and 10 years since the lights went out in Georgia. So I think this is the 22nd year.
Yes. Now see, Dan, you've probably heard the stories of that convention where the power went out and we still did there was a electrical fire in the breaker box, and the Dalton Power Company pulled the meter, and we still had the convention.
As long as you have running water and running booze.
Yeah.
That is
Well,
one thing that we didn't even touch on. Your badge price, your badge to get in to see the con includes all the food and all the alcohol.
Yeah. Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Tipping is more than welcome because we have awesome bartenders and things like that. But
Yeah, our badge price, which can be gotten at www.hallowcon.com, are just $45 until the end of the month. And then they get expensive. They go to $75. We still don't double the price and it's absolutely a fantastic price for what you get.
Oh, it is. It absolutely is.
And our room rates. Stephanie, I mean, you're coming up from Huntsville.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever stayed? Well, of course you've stayed, but recently stayed at a hotel where a convention was
Oh, yeah.
at our price?
No. You can't find them at your price.
Exactly. I mean, basically what you pay for one night, you get 2 with us. If you're lucky.
One of the things that I got to figure out how to put this and be diplomatic. Conventions have become more mainstream, and in the process, they have gone higher class. And so they tend to be held in extremely expensive hotels. And for those of us that vend, and I usually bring my books and a few other people's books because I'm branching out into publishing now. But it makes it very, very difficult to break even unless you have a really, really good weekend for sales. And to have a convention that looks at the cost of the hotel and looks at the cost of attending and actually makes it easy for you and doesn't break the budget, that's fantastic. It is so wonderful to be able to go to a convention and know that I'm going to come home with a profit. I'm going to come home well rested. I'm going to come home well fed.
I want to add this, and you're going to come home with memories that you're just going to remember forever.
Absolutely.
That is really, I mean, my favorite part about it as somebody who's attending is just the fun I have. So.
And speaking of fun, let's pull another one of the guests in, MC Vaughn. This last year was his first HallowCon.
Yes, it was.
And
curly dog.
Yeah, he has anxiety, so he's been standing outside the door whimpering at me for about 20 minutes now.
Okay. MC, can I call you by what everybody calls you, or should we say
Max Fine?
Max Fine?
Yeah.
Okay. I noticed you had a lot of fun.
The dog being here is fine. I worked at an animal shelter. Animals are always welcome.
Last year was your first HallowCon, and you seemed like you had a blast.
Absolutely. It was a wonderful time. I think you guys summed it up perfectly. It was a family reunion of the family that not only did I not know I had, but that I wished I had.
And I mean, and you participated, I mean, outside of the author stuff, you participated in events till 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Well, I'm usually up till about 3 anyway. Writer's hours.
I mean, I know you were at the karaoke. Did you actually grab the mic and go with it?
Yeah, I did. Under the Milky Way, and what was the other one? Vehicle. That was it.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. What's funny was that my voice was not very good at that point. It seems to have improved somewhat since then. I had some kind of problem with my vocal cords that took about 6 months to heal.
Okay.
I couldn't sing anything more than Johnny Cash.
But one thing that we have pretty much came to the conclusion for at the end of karaoke on Saturday night, everybody at the convention, if they're not horizontal in their room, is in the con suite, and we're singing Bohemian Rhapsody. Gotcha, Stephanie. I have waited years to do that.
I admit I missed the karaoke because I was out on the patio doing Stupid O'Clock.
Well, we all came out saying, get in here, everybody get in here.
But it was so much fun. You could have fun either spot. That was the thing. We were just having fun wherever you were.
I mean, and we don't really do the room parties as much as the whole convention is
a party.
Yeah.
And Stephanie, you are from years back in the convention scene. That's what HallowCon is what conventions used to be.
Yeah. It really is.
Up until about the early 2000s. Is that when it started shifting?
Yeah, maybe a little bit before. Not much, but yeah.
Yeah, everybody wants to have the big superstars in, and you don't have to have that.
Not if you have people like this around.
Yes.
Because everybody's just a friend at that point in time and you're having fun. And you're
Yeah.
watching people live their dreams. And you're helping support their dreams.
Oh yeah.
So that's fun as well.
Yeah, Dan, you can chime in anytime you want.
Well, I was just talking about the early 2000s shift when like nerdiness became mainstream and cool, and I have a theory about that. I think it's when Hollywood special effects finally caught up, and it was right around the time Jurassic Park came out, and people were like, "Oh, we don't have to pretend that special effects are good anymore. They actually are. Those actually look like dinosaurs on the
Oh
screen."
yeah.
And that was right around the time we got like the first X-Men movie, and all of a sudden Hollywood realized nerdiness can look awesome, and all of a sudden it started making money. And I think that was like the key to the whole thing. The X-Men made like what, $1 billion, I don't know, it's made billions of dollars. And the Marvel movies have made billions and billions of dollars.
And DC still hasn't figured it out.
No, they haven't. Not on the big screen anyway. But that was like the turning point. It was when nerdiness became profitable.
Yeah.
And it's a little cynical to think of it that way, but it remains the truth. Like we were watching Battlestar Galactica in 1978, and it was cool. It was a great show, but we knew that was a model on the screen where it looked like we just pretended it wasn't a model, but it was. And and now you get stuff that just looks like someone filmed a spaceship.
Yeah.
And yeah, we didn't have that stuff when we were kids, but now nerdiness is super duper mainstream.
And Dan, you mentioned Battlestar Galactica. Are you the original Battlestar Galactica fan?
Yeah. I mean, I haven't watched the original series in quite a while, but I really, really enjoyed it when I was a kid.
Yeah. Okay.
And
All I'm going to say is you might want to stay awake Friday nights from about 10:15 to midnight. I'm just saying.
There probably is going to be a party on the patio if it's nice out again, so you'll be fine.
Yeah. Speaking of the movie room, we are going to honor the ultimate geeky on Saturday. The ultimate geeky movie that should only run at midnight on Saturday nights.
Should we guess?
Give me a guess. I'll take a guess.
I would have guessed the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension.
Matt got it.
Matt got it.
All right. Okay.
Good job, Matt.
I've probably seen it in the midnight movie 150 times.
Yeah. Well,
I worked in a movie theater for a while.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what I'm gonna
stay up for this one.
Yeah. And what I'm gonna start doing is I might have to work on the times. Sometime between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. we're gonna run every movie mentioned in the opening song.
Oh Lord. Oh wait, I see somebody behind there clapping. I think they're happy about that. Should we go ahead and bring them on here next?
Yeah, sure. Who is it?
Well, who was that was the gentleman clapping.
This is Dan Hollifield. Dan has been an attendee at HallowCon, what, 3 years?
Yes.
No, you've done three. This will be 4.
I was thinking this would be 3, but because I came one time by myself and then I brought my wife. Or
I think it's more than that.
I'm really not sure.
They all start blending together to just be one good time.
Well, I mean, we run into each other at like
Liberty
Con, and Liberty Con, HallowCon, and Anachrocon were the only ones that I went to for many years, because I'm like 3 hours away from everything. Matter of fact, if I make the wrong turn out of the driveway and drive 3 hours, I'll be in the Atlantic Ocean. Good thing for GPS.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I don't trust GPS either. So,
I
Oh,
want to acknowledge something really quick back here. Angelina had commented on, or no,
Oh.
not Angelina, Kiri. Yes, I am planning on defending.
okay. For those that haven't been, explain pumpkin chunking.
You throw a pumpkin at somebody and hope to hit them. It's a round robin type of thing.
Yeah.
Or,
Go ahead and pull Kiri's down. Let me explain pumpkin chunking. The history of pumpkin chunking started at a convention called FantasyCon out in East Ridge. And it was a spring convention. And it was during the Winter Olympics of I can't remember what year. It's been so long. But it was a joke because it was snowing every Saturday of leading up to the convention for like 2 months. We had 2 inches of snow on the ground. You could bet on it. So I wrote up a little something, told Dutch, throw this in there. I'm thinking, all right, this is going to be a good joke because the punchline of the joke was, in the event of real snow, it's a free-for-all out on the lawn in front of the hotel. It didn't snow. They were actually forecasting 68 degrees.
Oh, wow.
So here I am trying to figure it up in the last 3 days. And I ended up using the crafters foam for flowers. That stuff, the harder you throw it, the less it goes. So, but that evolved into pumpkin chunking for HallowCon. And it's pretty much you stand back to back. It's like a duel. You stand back to back. You got these 2 styrofoam balls that look like pumpkins. You take 5 steps away from each other, turn, and then I do a little bit of a show, countdown. 3, 2, 1, throw. And the object is to hit your opponent. But your opponent cannot move their feet. They can pull off the matrix, whatever. But if their heel or toe lifts off the ground, they're eliminated.
I still don't know how I won that, but hey, we'll go with it.
I'm not ever going to play that game because I can't guarantee I'll do that if I'm just standing here, nobody throwing at me. with my knees. Are you kidding me? No.
I think that's what it was. It was just going, oh gosh, and then it was just falling over when they were coming. I didn't even,
Yeah.
So,
but Stephanie, you have watched pumpkin chunking.
Yes.
It starts out as joke and all this. When it gets down to the final rounds,
it gets serious.
It's serious.
oh. That's a very impressive Phantom of the Opera laugh. I like that.
Why am I envisioning Neo and Agent Smith there?
If you so we still have
Bill Webb.
Yeah, we have him and we have another gentleman. Should we bring them both on at the same time, or
because I don't know who the other one is. I forgot.
Oh, how could you forget? There's Mr. Bill Webb.
Oh, Kevin. Muted. Okay, good.
And Kevin is muted as well.
Hey, I'm in preparation mode. I can't remember people.
The only thing Joe Dog can remember at this point is preceded by dollar signs. And he's holding his head in pain.
Yeah.
Well, welcome, gentlemen, very much so to the show.
Yeah.
Sorry it took you a little bit to get on here. I honestly, when I put the call out there to see if the authors wanted to come on, I was not expecting this. So I very much appreciate everybody that has showed up tonight. So
You
And
know,
Basically, you've got
I mean,
authors all around.
And this is Bill Webb or William Allen Webb. Bill Webb, this is your first HallowCon, right?
It is, and I'll tell you why. You guys have asked me before, and I have a longstanding policy of not just I refuse to attend any convention that would have me as a guest. And so, but I decided to make an exception for this year.
we're honored.
And
Stephanie recognized the quote.
I've heard it.
and then Kevin here. Kevin, you were our guest of honor last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was.
So this will be your third show because you showed up one year. Then, of course, I think I broke Kevin on our closing ceremonies.
Yeah. So is it third? Is it my third or my fourth?
This is your third.
Third.
So
Remind
go
me,
ahead
how
and
did
tell
you break
Bill
him?
some of the crazy stuff and fun stuff that we do.
Well, they feed us.
Oh yeah,
Except this year, I can't eat
really
it.
good.
What everybody else eats. So
Actually,
promise to check the menu,
we were working on a special menu just for you, Kevin.
right. Yeah, I appreciate that. So,
And you know what, Kevin? There's a lot of stuff I can't have either. And our food person, she is just amazing.
Takes it into account.
Yes,
Yeah.
they
The
take
only
that
thing
into
Kevin
account.
wants is carrot sticks. He said, "Get him that. He's fine."
yeah,
Well, actually, there are good carrots there.
I can't have those carrots. So
Aw.
no, if it tastes good, I can't have it. That's pretty much the rule.
Okay.
No sodium
Oh.
whatsoever, not even cooked in, and not even things that come with it naturally. So, yeah.
Well,
It'd be
I can't have tomatoes, so we're kind of in that good stuff is not
Yeah.
for us.
Whereas I'm good with those 300 burgers.
Oh yeah, split them with me.
No, 3 ways. 3 ways.
I'll take a
Excuse
burger.
me. I'll bring my damn dentures. I'm on in on the burgers.
Oh, okay, not the green room. That is a thing for one of our groups. The green room is kind of the racier comments that are made, and apparently that one could be taken racy.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, and one of our producers is going to be there, the other Joe, and he wants 4 ways because he wants to be there too,
Yeah.
or he wants hamburgers
Yeah.
too.
I led
I
with
thought
my
y'all were
chin on that
eliminating
one.
racy comments.
Pardon?
Oh.
Yeah, I have a tendency to drop double entendres without ever meaning to. So
Yeah.
Those
But I
are the
don't-
best kind, though.
yeah, well,
Well, and yeah, there will be surprises. There'll be tears. There'll be tears of happiness, tears of sorrow, tears of, oh God, what did he do this time? And that's
You'll
usually
laugh,
me.
you'll cry, you'll kiss $3 goodbye.
So, dog, 1. That's all you get this time is 1. You go for the second. Who knows what's going to explode this time?
Yeah.
well,
And we have liftoff.
Kevin remembers that one.
Yeah.
well, it wasn't this last year. It was the year before, I think, Joe, that you made me cry at the opening
Yeah.
ceremonies.
Yeah.
So, and it was happy and sad.
Yeah.
My husband passed away. It'll be going on 3 years ago now, and they put a dedication in the program to my husband. So, and I thought that was wonderful. So.
And suspiciously, the programs were late getting there.
Okay, yeah,
You remember that? How they
I
started?
do remember that. It was like,
That
where
was
are they?
that was intentional to keep you from seeing that before.
That's why you
Oh.
had me help you stuff the envelopes for the special guests.
Yeah.
Because you know I am one of those southern gentlemen who do not spill secrets.
Exactly. Oh.
I
I
may
just want to
flirt
know.
with anything in skirts.
Yeah.
Don't remind me of the Scotsman. But
Okay.
well,
Let's get back onto the show. It's
laddie.
www.hallowcon.com. Badges are $45 until the first of the month.
Here's the program from last year. This is not the one they're talking about, but
Yeah.
I have all this fun stuff. I gotta show it. here's a QR code. QR code if you want to scan that too.
Yeah, scan the QR code. That takes you straight to it. Any
badge
badge prices for just a day? We don't have that in the budget or in the thing, but when you show up, we'll talk about it. We'll
I
come
just
up.
had to get my kilt for Dan here.
Hi, laddie.
Bye, laddie.
Oh,
Taste the butter.
But yeah, let's finish it out promoting the website, and you can get bios on all our authors that are coming.
I want to go around real quick and I want to say what is for each author. What is the book that you would love to see just disappear off your table? Your favorite book you've written that's going to be at HallowCon. We're going to start with Dan Jolly.
I guess that would be the one that just came out, which is the third book in my fantasy series. It's called The Rune Bearer Curse. And
Okay.
I will have copies.
And Mac.
Hard to say. The one that was the most fun to write was Phoebe, which is a time travel fantasy science fiction novel. Monolith, of course, is the one that's the most lucrative. But I'd also like to see Salem's Ghosts and Takoa's Echoes go out. Takoa's Echoes is coming out in the next month, and it's the sequel to Salem's Ghosts, and it's gonna be a series. It's young adult paranormal, and they're a lot of fun to write, and they're not real long. But anyway, I'll be happy if any of them fly off.
Mr. Steverson, I actually have downloaded a couple of your books onto my Kindle, but I have not got to them yet because my to be read is over 500 books.
Yeah, I guess salvage title is the start. That's the one. It's the first of the original trilogy, but that universe, my universe, salvage title universe, is book number 29 and 30th are scheduled for October and November because other authors write in my open universe and that kind of thing. So that's how it's grown to 30 books now. So
nice. Who wants to be next? Stephanie.
Well, I won't say it's necessary. To me, asking an author what's the favorite book you wrote is like asking a parent which is your favorite child. Okay,
right. Or asking the person who has two cats, which is your favorite cat.
Yes. So rather than saying that, I would say my current series that I'm working on is the Division 1 series and its spinoff. And the first book in that series is called Alpha and Omega. And right now we're at 14 books plus one spinoff series and counting. So lots to read. So come have a look.
And they're all good. I can swear that.
Well, it's my take on the urban legend of Men in Black and UFOs and Area 51 and all that kind of stuff. So
awesome. Mr. Hollifield.
Even though Abducted is the first book chronologically, I would like it immensely if the Marin Ebram Tales from the Spaceport Bar book disappeared a lot too, because that shows a greater variety of my writing styles.
That one's out there.
Yeah. And unfortunately, Stephanie can't read that one because it's got a Sherlock Holmes story in it. And until she stops writing her own Sherlock Holmes books, she will not let herself be influenced by another outside author. So I understand. However, I think you'd love it.
Well, who was it that helped you get that one published?
Yeah. Well, you kind of shopped it around to some people that go, okay, this is awesome, but it's not our genre. I'm sorry. And then wound up walking up on somebody at LibertyCon. They go, hey, I'll publish it. And it's all because Stephanie was standing there going, if you don't, I'll hit you with this stick.
Well, I helped. That's the point.
And
Yeah.
Mr. Webb, what's
I've got dogs barking, so I'll make it quick. The Trash Man,
okay?
the first book, and I think it'll be popular at a Halloween con. It's the first book in Hit World, and Hit World is essentially a place where assassination is legal, murder is legal, as long as you use the government corporation that issues the licenses to the killers, so they get their cut.
It's the union shop.
Yeah, exactly. The only thing is that, as the main character finds out in the first book, everything that he never believed in, which Stephanie mentioned, aliens and Area 51 and magic and all that stuff, all that nonsense, it turns out to be true. And so it goes on from there. And it's a shared world universe with some really, really impressive writers in it that are a lot better than me. Melissa Althoff, Marisa Wolf, Casey Azell. So anyway, but it's a really good book, and I think if nothing else, it's a lot of fun.
I am going to have to take out a loan to come down there just to buy everything, I think.
That's the
That's
spirit.
the point.
There you go.
Oh,
And then there's the vendor's room.
True.
Which my
That is-
wife will be in.
Yeah,
I was gonna say-
and I've actually got if you go to the website, you see attending authors. They're in the vendor's room, selling books.
And,
So-
and then on Bill's desk will be some books he and I wrote together, 4 books in a noir series, 1938 New Orleans. So there you go there.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, if you like Maltese Falcon and that whole genre, then these are for you.
Yeah.
Because a couple of the people that are in the vendor room as attending authors include Donna Carlene and Carl Witzman. They are in the chat. They joined us in the chat this evening. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Scarborough, that is one prank too far.
Yeah, no. No.
Thankfully,
No.
there are no elevators
John.
at this hotel.
If you do that, John, I swear to God, the last thing that you're going to have to worry about is an ice cube down the back of your shirt.
And she'll have help.
I'm not allowed to go there with John to the Waffle House anymore with John.
Yes, you are. You just can't sit at a table near him. That is for both of y'all's protection.
Sorry. No, I got the giggles. This is the problem. I get the giggles because of you people. But I love them.
That's half of what HallowCon is about.
When you just are sitting there randomly and nobody's saying anything and you scream the word pickles and everybody starts laughing, you know it was a good time.
Well, that's because all of us are fun to be around in person.
Mhm.
Nobody's dour and standoffish. It's like, hey, how you doing? Haven't seen you in years. Wait a minute, I don't believe I've ever met you before. Hi, nice to meet you.
You go in as strangers, so somebody you've never met. You come out as friends. You come out as family.
Yeah, poor Mac's first year was last year, and Mac goes to like I call them the mega cons, the corporate cons.
No, actually, I've only been to a couple of them since first HallowCon, and I've been kind of busy this year. But biggest one I go to is Conjuration.
Yeah, but you understand what I was talking about. You weren't expecting what we did.
No, have any of you, before it was torn down, did any of you ever go to a convention at the Castle Gate in Atlanta? There's a blog somewhere online. I'll see if I can find a link to it describing what it was like. Essentially, it was as if it was in a venue similar to the Econo Lodge, but imagine that the staff didn't care about anything. So you might get there and they'll discover that they'll let you live action role play at 3 o'clock in the morning with real swords in the hallways, but that all the conference rooms have been double booked. So you're sharing with another convention that you didn't realize you're going to be sharing with. It was one year where I forget which con it was, but somebody actually bamboozled Christopher Reeve into showing. This is before his accident. This is in the early 90s, but before his accident. And he showed up in this place as just looking around. He got out as quick as he could. I don't think he was there 10 minutes.
Well, there's stories of the Dragon Con that was double booked with a magic convention.
Oh.
Stephanie's thinking. I think. Did you just?
I was married to a professional magician. Okay, so that would have been fun.
There's another book on the horizon.
That's what I was going to say. I think we sparked a book idea for somebody.
Yeah, and from the stories I've heard, the two conventions agreed to honor the other's badges.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's probably
where, where the twain should never meet did.
Okay, I can see that.
It seems like a simple solution.
The restaurant hated both of them.
Oh, they didn't hate the money, did they?
I was at a MegaCon. I think it was MegaCon back in around 2003, and the hotel where they put all of the comic book creators was being shared with a nationwide high school cheerleading competition.
Oh Lord!
So you had all of these like professional nerds, these guys sharing like the restaurant and the spaces in the show with all of these phenomenally gorgeous underage girls. And I have never seen two groups more studiously avoiding each other than those two for very different reasons. But man, there was no interaction at all. Like faces averted, walking different ways. It was fun to watch.
Well, for the last couple of years, LibertyCon has shared the hotel in the convention center with a bodybuilding convention. That gets weird.
Now, Kevin's got a story about that.
You won't believe this one. Okay, let me go ahead and start that off. So this was 2 years ago. My wife and I are sitting there. It's Sunday. All the conventions are over with pretty much, including the bodybuilding convention. And we're around the corner there in the lobby on that nice little couch, that L-shaped couch. And a very beautiful woman came in there, and she looked maybe Brazilian, the long black hair, the perfect body. She was a bodybuilder. It was straight out of the movies. It was like, just stick her in the Wonder Woman outfit, and there she is. Turn on the cameras. She came in there with a box, and she had the pretty, beautiful long nails and everything else. She opened her box, reached in with her hand, no utensils, grabbed a chunk of chocolate cake, and got her carbs in that she's been missing for 2 months prepping for this thing and just devoured it, licking fingernails and everything. And I looked at my wife looked at me. She didn't even touch the fork. Next thing you know, she grabs 2 big old iced muffins, some kind of cupcake, and ate both of those. Okay. She ate more cakes and cupcakes than I could eat. And this was before I had to go on the diets. Okay. And she just, and licking fingernails, never once touched the fork. And she was getting her carbs in. She hadn't had any, hadn't seen any, hadn't even thought about carbs for months. It was amazing. Never once messed up her makeup or her lipstick, though. I don't know what she had on there, but she was. Yeah.
I better find out about that. No, I'm kidding.
It was kind of like
It was
me
a
and
sight to
Chris
see.
with the Statesman bourbon, but without the makeup and lipstick.
It was probably Texas.
Yeah, let's not talk about the statements. No.
Statesman.
Yeah.
And okay, so yeah, there is debauchery with a little bit of alcohol, but there are some of us who can't drink, who absolutely had an absolute blast.
Oh
Just
yeah.
fun. So
Now, you don't have to drink to have fun at HallowCon.
mhm.
But it doesn't hurt.
And it doesn't hurt, but it doesn't necessarily help either.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to.
Sometimes the best thing is just sit back in the corner,
And
cross
watch.
your arms, and watch.
This is a good network too. I think Bill and I will come out of this thing with another series plotted. I'll just go ahead and fair warn everybody, because
Oh, we will.
when we get together within vicinity of each other, that's what happens every time.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
But you know, here's the I got accused, not I just say accused because it wasn't accused, but people were going, I didn't think you could drink last year. And I'm like, no, I can't. They're like, are you sure you're not drunk? I'm like, no, I'm just having fun.
She just giggles that way normally.
Stop it.
That's going to happen.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And if I don't drink, then 9 o'clock the next morning, I am having fun.
Yeah.
Heading to the Waffle House.
As opposed to, wanting to kill myself.
Right, Dan? Try to get to the Waffle House. And I do know that
I
there
didn't
are
want to kill myself. I just wanted to kill everybody else in traffic that wasn't on their way to the Waffle House.
Okay, so last year I had never been to a Waffle House. I grew up in Minnesota. I now live in Central Illinois. The farthest I've been east was in high school. I went to DC.
And DC doesn't have Waffle Houses.
And I was in high school. That was a long time ago. I don't remember it very much.
They don't have Waffle.
And the joke was about I went to the Waffle House to pop my Waffle House cherry because I'd never been there. We have 5 people coming down that have tickets. One of them is one of the producers of this show, that him and his wife and a couple of 3 other people that we know through the group of everybody that is going to be there this year that have never been to the Waffle House. So we have to make a big production of that as well.
And somebody better give me a damn ride this year. Because I can't walk that
I'm waiting. Hey, there's Rich. That's the other gentleman that's going to be joining. He's going to be joining us this year down in Dalton.
I can't even comprehend somebody never being in the Waffle House. I can't even. That doesn't even.
It's odd.
No, I'm out here in the country in Georgia, and I grew up Northwest Florida, and I can't even fathom that type of.
Even Dan looks amazed.
Yeah.
Which Dan?
Mr. Jolly.
I grew up in Northwest Georgia. I was practically raised in a Waffle House.
Yeah.
Although for a while I had a manager in LA, and I told him that my wife Tracy and I were going to take a trip down to Gulf Shores, and he goes, "Oh, while you're down there, maybe you could find a Waffle House." What? Oh, right. You grew up in Connecticut. And then went to LA. Okay, like listen, if I had a better throwing arm, I could hit a Waffle House with a rock from my back deck.
But how many of you guys have been to a Menards?
Who?
Okay, I'm just going to tell this story real quick. That
I may be about to go away because I'm running low on battery
Okay, let me
and I
just
can't find the cord.
our Chris, our vice chair, who cannot be here this evening, had never been to a Menards. He had come up here to promote HallowCon at IndieCD Con in February. He went to Menards for the first time, and he goes, "I get it," because if you'll see there, there are people that will comment on. Oh, Trey said, "Save big money." That's their logo, So I get the Waffle House and the Menards thing. So
So somebody
That's
told
one of
me.
them grocery saloons, ain't it?
no, it's a hardware store that sells books, not just do-it-yourself books, sells like actual books, has a food department, has a little bit of an electronics department.
Oh, so basically, if Walmart and Home Depot had a baby,
Kind of. And if you talk to Nick, one of the other gentlemen, he likes going upstairs. They have and Menards is just awesome. We're just gonna say that.
Oh, let me check on Grant's show again. He's waiting on us. No, he's not.
I think we
Found
lost
the cord.
Dan.
Nope. Oh, that one. Yeah.
Other Dan. I found my power cord.
Yeah,
I have a welter of different parts.
Excuse me. He just drunk some water and it fought its way out.
And Stephanie froze up.
Stephanie
I think
froze
she
up.
plugged in the wrong charger.
Jolly's jumping away, and oh, wait a minute. Then okay, I just have to do this because this is nepotism.
I think I rolled a 20 on my Belgian breathing.
If you want a waffle from Waffle House, you can come down to HallowCon.
Yeah, they don't keep. The waffles do not keep. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, so if you want a waffle, Dad, you got to come down.
And Stephanie's froze up.
I was going to say Stephanie's frozen. Do you want to? Thank you.
I think when I felt she failed her saving throw.
Oh yeah, she did. Uh-oh. I am truly excited for this year and meeting all of you guys and having you guys on the show tonight, though. This has just been a blast. Let's see here. What's your favorite? The folks that have been there before. What's your absolute favorite memory of HallowCon? Uh-oh.
We lost.
That's
Bill.
easy. That's real
I'm
easy.
still here. I just had to duck out for a minute.
Oh, okay.
All the people made it so much fun just to be there.
I don't know.
Mac?
I would say the Bohemian Rhapsody karaoke with about 80 people all singing it. And
Horribly off key.
Oh yeah, I think every single note in the entire, staff was hit at different points during the song. But
There she is.
Well, if
I'm back.
you've got enough voices out of key, it becomes a key of its own.
yeah,
What did I miss?
it's like strumming an open guitar.
My dad wants to know if you froze. Favorite memory of Waffle House.
Hold up, because
During, not after.
there was a time,
My internet has been flaky lately. I've got to do something about it.
Yeah, you're going to figure out a way to prevent CMEs?
I'm
Not happening.
Starlink is everywhere. Starlink is everywhere these days.
For what it's worth, guys, we had an X-class solar flare a couple days ago, and this afternoon, about an hour before the show, the coronal mass ejection from that flare hit Earth.
Ooh.
So we can potentially look for some really nice auroras tonight in areas that usually can't see it.
Oh, I'm out. I'm in South Georgia. That's not happening here.
Well, it can, because back in May, Here in Huntsville, we had auroras. We
I'm
had
in
two.
Savannah. It's
I
another.
don't care.
Oh,
It is
there are pictures of the auroras over the VAB at Kennedy.
Yes. From
Yeah,
May.
it was insane.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
So
I may have to go out and Tybee Island and look because there's a part of the island that faces north out into the ocean. That'd be a good place to go.
it would. It would. You need an unlight polluted northern horizon.
That's about 20 miles east of Savannah. So yeah, there's nothing out there.
Yeah,
this-
there you go.
So this means my dad should be able to get really good pictures of it since he's up in Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Get
Yes.
pictures, Dad.
So,
Let
Stephanie,
me-
what's your favorite memory of HallowCon?
Oh geez.
Which one?
The one where y'all gave me the special lanyard.
Oh, yes.
Guys, that I worked in civilian and military space programs for a couple decades, and that's kind of a lot of who I am. And I worked shuttle missions. I was one of the payload flight controllers for a number of shuttle missions. And so I get there and they have a special thing for me. It is a specially made lanyard for my badge. It's made with whoever made it used like space themed materials. It's got like stars and astronauts and planets and stuff. And there's one patch about like this that is an off-white color. That's because that patch is made up of thermal blanketing material from the Columbia Space Shuttle, which was, I think it was the Columbia.
Yeah, Columbia.
Which was the one that I worked with the most. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the mission that had the female commander and pilot.
Yes. Yes. So that means a lot to me, and I keep it in a special little pouch so it doesn't get dirty, and I pull it out and use it at other conventions as well as bringing it to HallowCon.
My hands don't allow me to do a heart. I get weird twitches. So I did the heart. I have a little heart that Trey, I can't even do that one. That Trey has crocheted. So she's going to be there this year as an attendee. But so that was for showing the heart because I was like, oh, I want to do the heart thing, but I can't do it. So this is my way of doing it.
That meant a lot to me because working the program, you don't come away. I mean, they might give you some sort of a little keepsake or something, but it's some little tchotchke that goes up on the mantle, and it doesn't represent what I did. So I came away from that particular job with not a lot other than documentation that's stuck in the box in the garage, so that meant a lot to me. So
Kevin, what about you?
I mean, it's always the food for me, but I appreciate it when you guys gave me that flag too, so as a veteran, I spent almost 23 years in the service, and so they gave me a flag, so that's pretty cool.
But yeah, that story that I told of, I found it wadded up in a box of our stuff. I said, no. So we had an actual flag folding ceremony, and I turned and presented it to Kevin for being our guest of honor. So who knows what I'm going to do this year.
I don't need another shot glass.
Or who the victim will be. Or if they're even in this chat right now. So
Okay, that's definitely proves it. It's one of us here. I've known Joe Dog that long. I can tell when he's dissembling, as opposed to when he's just lying his tail off.
What?
You.
He
Oh,
comes. What?
I'm at
You-
Walmart.
Joe Dog, you almost got the bib look. You better sit up straight.
Oh, that was priceless. Oh,
Oh, the Viv look. But those who don't know, Viv's my mom. This is the look I've gotten for 45 years. If you get the Viv look,
Especially if the glasses come off. Are you out of your mind?
yes, Stephanie, we are still on the air.
okay. I didn't want to ask it out loud, but I was off for several minutes there waiting for my internet, and I wasn't sure. But yeah, guys, this is kind of what we're doing now, goofing. That's kind of downtime at HallowCon.
Mhm.
No, this is prime time at HallowCon.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
This is where I
And you're
shine.
there. But what's neat is that you're there. So if you happen to have to run to the restroom, somebody will keep an eye on your table.
Oh, absolutely.
And when you get back,
And eat your barbecue.
when you get back, you've just become. You don't have to worry about anything, and you get to know everybody as they're going. You get over the weekend. It's a small spot, so it's like you maybe haven't met everybody, but you know everybody. It's a concept.
Yes. Well, one of the things that has been okay, for those of you that haven't met me in person yet, I'm handicapped, I'm overweight, I'm bone on bone in both knees. I don't get around so well anymore. It sucks because I used to be really physically active, and now it hurts. I'm just in pain all the time. And I can't lift as much as I used to, and all this kind of stuff. And my husband did a lot of the load in, load out for me. And then he died. And I've got a couple of friends that live up in Louisville, and at some of the larger conventions, they kind of have taken over that job of loading in, loading out, packing, helping me keep up with stuff. But it's inconvenient. The time of year for HallowCon is inconvenient for them because of work and stuff. Well, it turns out, one of them was able to get away a couple years back and come down. But he realized I've got so many people there at HallowCon to help me that I don't need anybody else to come in specifically for the purpose of helping.
Mhm.
So they didn't have to worry about juggling their work schedule and trying to shoehorn in a convention that didn't fit, because everybody there will help me if I need it.
Definitely.
And I have people coming up to me asking if I need anything. So when Joe called it the family that you didn't know you had, he nailed it.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
we treat
found
we treat everybody that way,
Yes.
especially all our guests, even our vendors. I mean, people from the con suite staff go through the vendor's room about every hour to hour and a half. Do you need anything to eat? Do you need a drink? Do you need to go to the bathroom?
Yeah, we'll watch your table for you.
Yeah.
Can they come home after the con with me and do that?
No, we charge extra for that.
I want to say there's something. I don't know if Kevin has seen this during final ceremonies last year. That was folding of the flag. That is, I can never remember. Well, it's the
John?
Iceman.
The
Well,
flag
he's
holding
sitting
ceremony.
right there. Of course he saw it.
No, not the picture. I
Oh
don't know
my
if you
gosh, I'm wearing that's the same shirt I got on right now.
Isn't it time to change it?
But I don't know if you had seen that, Kevin, when they were folding your flag. You're
You're
muted.
muted.
Yeah, I hadn't seen that picture, so.
Oh.
Huh. Cool.
I will get that to you if you would like it.
Yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be great.
I know that you're kind of in the background, but that's your flag being folded, so it's
Yeah.
And it's probably not been unfolded since.
No, it has not. It's put away. So.
it's yeah. Okay, well, we said about the show is generally about an hour. I know there's another show. Grant has started at 8, and we kind of went over. It's okay. It happens. HallowCon only comes but once a year.
He's not upset. I can tell you that right now.
Okay, good. I know that we any final things, final words, final whatever you want to say about it, about HallowCon.
Come and check it out. You will not regret it.
And get your badges, www.hallowcon.com. Reserve your rooms. Rooms are just $75 a night. Badges are $45 until October 1st.
It's for 3 days. 3 days.
3 days.
That includes food.
Includes all your
Yes.
food, beverages, entertainment.
Whether it's on the stage or it's just us being crazy, silly
Yeah.
entertainment.
The only thing that isn't included with the badges is the author's books, but they'd appreciate it if you paid them for them.
Help them live
Instead
their
of
dream.
just running off with them like usual.
Yeah. I can't run that fast no more, so I can't do that no more.
I can't either. My spine said no.
I can't run, period, anymore. It sucks.
I keep telling Chris to buy a wheelbarrow. Some of us are going to need it eventually.
Well,
Usually me because I'm intoxicated, but
I've got a scooter now, but HallowCon is a small enough venue that I really don't need it. And that's one of the nicer things about it, is that I can get around on my own 2 feet without feeling like I'm going to drop dead by the end of the convention.
And there's places to sit down.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, not at your table,
scattered everywhere.
everywhere.
Chair. Oh,
yeah, and that for me, that's a good thing, because when the knees in the back decide we're done with this walking shit. I hope I can say that.
I'm not offended.
It's like, okay, we're gonna sit down now. There better be a chair there.
Mhm.
And that's them telling me, not me going, okay, there better be a chair around here somewhere, guys. That's my knees going, we're bending now.
And
You no
you know,
longer have a choice.
as as the past attendees know, I walk with a cane. Sometimes my cane disappears because I get to doing whatever. But if you ever see me run, get out of the way or keep up.
Yep.
Or if you lose your cane, can't find it, and then you realize that you left it in your room.
No, I never went to my room.
So how did it get to your room?
It's a damn good question.
It teleports.
Probably had help.
I at one LibertyCon, I had to go out to the parking garage where he'd hung it up on a rail and then done all this physical effort to get all the HallowCon stuff to his table. And he goes, "Where's my cane?" I left it in the garage, and I'm going, "This is a job for me." Boom. About
Well,
2 minutes later, I was back, and it was like a 10-minute walk. So that lets you know when I get busy, I get busy.
And it was exactly where I told you it was too, right?
Exactly.
As far as it being in your room, I'm thinking Miracle on 34th Street.
No, I'll tell you guys at HallowCon.
Okay.
Oh, now you have to get your badges to find out the rest of the story.
I believe
And-
I can guess.
And the older attendees, when I say it, will go, "Yep, probably so."
But yeah, if Joe Dog is running, he's right. Get out of the way or keep up, because something just hit the fan. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's big.
Waffle House.
Or when the glass hits the hand.
Well, well, Steph,
Ooh.
you were there.
Oh, yeah.
You were there when our artist of distinction set up in the vendor's room, and the water pipe busted over his table.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
That
And-
Oh, that was a Chinese fire drill getting all of his stuff out of there real quick.
Mm-hmm.
he said, "I thought the HallowCon staff was a NASCAR pit crew." I mean, we were carrying tables with artwork standing up on it, and none of it fell over. And moved him to another spot.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, that's just one of those stuff happens kind of a deal.
Mm.
Uh,
But you came together, everybody came together and they made it,
yeah,
took
and they
care of
rescued his artwork.
it. Mhm.
Not a drop of water on anything.
Oh, look who peeked in again.
Hey, Chris.
Yep,
Yes,
we
you
got it
did.
done.
Yes, she did. Yeah, you guys should have been when Notre Dame caught fire. Y'all should have been there, 'cause y'all could have gotten everything.
Probably. And they're still saying it may take 2 more years before it's completed.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Well, how many centuries did it take to build in the first place?
exactly. There was a lot. I mean, that was
Yeah,
Okay.
Chris said Danza had an internet issue.
yeah. That seems to be going around tonight.
Yeah,
Would that
it
be
was
the
for us
CME?
too. I was hoping that I was going to have internet. I'm just happy.
It's you know what? Let me pull up and see what
It's
I can find.
Not
out.
impossible.
That's the greatness of fiber optics. I know, I'm rubbing it in, Dan.
Dan, Notre Dame took over 100 years to build. Once you said it, I had to Google it.
I'm good at provoking questions in people's minds. Usually those questions are about my sanity, but however, sometimes it has to do with factual stuff.
Oh, and MC, did you know the United States has an oak forest just to keep up? I think it's the USS Constitution, the sailing rig.
I'm not surprised.
It's not to be used for anything else.
Believe it or not, they took down 50 to 75 trees, I think, to replace the long oak trusses in Notre Dame, donated from the United States.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, we're talking about an oak forest that predates the nation.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, they did give us a Statue of Liberty. We might as well help rebuild a church.
What are you
Yeah.
looking at, Stephanie?
I'm trying to see where we are at the
Hmm.
for the geomagnetic storming.
And I wanted to just kind of throw this out here because we're kind of getting, on to other conversations,
Yeah.
which is fine. I have nothing against that. But just to let you guys know, there is shows that are HallowCon related, Stupid O'Clock and Last Man Standing, on Thursday nights and Saturday nights.
Yes.
So anytime you guys want to pop into the chat for those, and Joe Dog's pretty cool about, if you're an okay person, he might let you on the screen if you're,
If you
vetted
behave.
properly.
If you're
Well,
not
I-
on Twitch or
Well, here's what I tell people: you got to do 4 to 5 shows in the chat and behave yourself.
How the hell did I get on there then?
you're cute.
I think Dan brought you in.
You what, Joe Dog?
I think Dan brought you in.
Now you can't get rid of me.
I'm
trying.
evil like that.
Oh,
See, Rich is asking the
What?
same thing. Oh,
we have a strong geomagnetic storm with a KP of 7. That means we're going to have auroras tonight.
ooh.
Yeah.
Lots of pictures, Dad. Lots of pictures.
All right. Do we need to sort of wrap this up? Because we're over half hour
Yeah.
past your show time.
Yeah, but we're having fun.
Yeah, I got to run in there and see what the wife needs. So
Well, I appreciate everybody that came on tonight. Thank you, Joe Dog, for getting yourself into this.
Yeah. If whoever can real quick throw up the HallowCon website in the bottom so we can bring it up on the screen so everybody can, get the website.
Like on the banners?
Like a banner.
Banner.
Yes. Just go to that website right there. Or, you can pretty much probably Google HallowCon
Yeah.
and it'll bring you to it.
Mm-hmm. So I want to thank everybody for joining us. Thank you for Dan. I know that Mr. Webb has disappeared a little bit, but that's okay. Mr. Jolly had internet issues. Thank you, everybody else. I want to thank the producers I had in the back, Mr. Bachman and Mr. Tuckert. Just to let you guys know, Mr. Bachman, whose also name is Joe, he is the guy that started IndieCD.org, and that's where this program has kind of come from. So if you want to,
I got one more thing.
of course you do.
Nick, Joe, come up on screen. I don't care what you're looking like. Come up on screen.
I'll let Nick at himself. His camera's currently off, so I
Oh,
don't know if he's actually at his desk or not.
okay. I just want to say thank you for this. Thank you for IndieCD. And I look forward to meeting you at HallowCon.
There he is.
Nick, thanks for running the back channel. We appreciate it.
Glad you had fun, guys.
All right. But yeah, I want to see, Don, you've been around me long enough to know I do this.
I know.
What, that you actually are a nice guy when you want to be?
Yeah. That I recognize the people that make, that turn
make
the
it work.
wheels. All right. Now y'all can get out of here so we can finish up the show.
And I will say this also real quick, since we do have a bunch of authors here. Check out Nick's YouTube channel. He does do a show Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings called Nevermind the Furthermore. It's just kind of a general talk show. It goes off the rails, it stays on the rails, but it's a bunch of authors and artists and other creatives all in the chat.
And if you want, I got to put this up because I have to just once for every show. Levives! That was drew by Nick, so that's, yeah. Oh, we never did put this up there. Oh, it didn't do what I wanted it to do. Oh, well.
Yeah, but Mac, I look forward to seeing you. Kevin, look forward to seeing you. Stephanie, I expect a hug when you get there.
Absolutely.
And I
Yeah.
hope that y'all know you're getting hugs from me too because I'm a hugger.
Yeah. I'll shake Kevin and MC's hand, but I got to hug Stephanie. I'm sorry.
Alrighty.
All right. Yeah, Joe.
No, I was just waiting to see if Don wanted me when Don wanted me to run the outro, and I'll once the outro runs, the show will end, and we can stay here chatting for a while if we want, or whatever you guys want to do. So just because it goes off air doesn't mean we have to leave.
The party goes on.
And
Yep.
on and on.
Yeah.
So,
Joe, in the con circuit, we call that the dead dog party.
that's Sunday of
Yeah.
HallowCon. Sunday afternoon, evening. It's the dead dog. That's
Evening,
why you don't
yeah.
get to go home until Monday.
Yeah.
Already.
All right. Well, Ron, have I covered everything? The main points. HallowCon.com. Badges are $45 till October 1st. Rooms are $75. You need to call the hotel to make the reservation, not use online, because we don't get the credit and you won't get the discount.
So any other questions? HallowCon.com, and message Joe any questions that you may have as well. He'll be able to answer any of the questions. If he doesn't know the answers, you'll ask Chris.
Yeah.
Not this Joe, the other Joe.
Yeah.
I can't point the right
Hey.
way. Damn it.
Hey, ask me any
Yes.
question you want. If I don't know the answer, I can wing it long enough till I can figure it out.
That's how life works.
People do go both ways.
Mhm.
What, Dan?
I know you too well.
One more, thank you. I was like, we're gonna do one more, not the green room.
No, that was not a green room comment. That was, I've known Joe Dog for how many decades now? Two and a half.
My first convention ever was 2006. I've not been doing conventions 20 years.
Yep, that was the first convention
Okay.
I took Lindsay to. That would have been the LibertyCon that I first met you and your wife Donna at.
Yeah.
And you were in Battlestar Galactica costumes.
Yeah.
Okay, I can trump you because Daryl took me to my very first convention, which was a KublaCon in Nashville. And that was back when we were dating. And we were married almost 40 years. So 40 plus years ago.
Mm-hmm. And actually, the year before that I met Joe Dog was the first year that I met Stephanie at a LibertyCon at the same hotel.
East
Mhm.
Ridge.
Yep.
And I bought a copy of your first book right then and there from you, did I not?
You did?
Which is a good book, and I still aggravate her about something in it. For
And you
it.
can find it at HallowCon.
Do you have any burnouts left?
I don't think I do. I can order some if people would be interested.
Yeah,
Or I can
burnout.
at least-
I highly recommend if you're into shuttle missions and space and other things. Burnout is an absolute book that will have you on the edge.
When I first started writing Burnout, I was still working the program. And so I was using my knowledge of having worked in the program to inform what happened in the book, which is about a space shuttle disaster that turns out not to have been an accident and the ensuing investigation and cover-up. And what gets really weird is that I had just finished the first draft. And I had handed the book off to Travis Taylor, who was my writing mentor. And he was going to read the book and get back with me and help me figure out how to polish it up. And then he was going to help me find a publisher. And it was while he had it that the Columbia disaster occurred. And not only was that the bird that I worked with the most, it had a friend of mine on board when she went down. And where it gets even weirder is that aside from the fact that my fictional scenario was sabotage, what I wrote and what actually happened was virtually identical. The intended approach to the Cape, the orbital trajectory, the type of mission, the overflown states, the debris field, all of that was exactly the same. And Travis had to talk me out of trashing the manuscript. He had to talk me down.
I'm so glad that he did.
We all are.
Thank you.
You had no idea that was going to happen. You just used the knowledge and the education you had gained by working on the program to go, well, if something like this went down, this would be where, this would be how, this would be what.
Well, as soon as they set the type of mission, that tends to set the orbital parameters. And that in turn sets a lot of other things like where they can re-enter atmosphere, what the flight path will be once they enter atmosphere, what their approach to the Cape is going to look like. All of that stuff is set by knowing what type of payload operation it's going to be. And it just was sheer awful, terrible luck that mission was the same type of mission that I had chosen for the book. So
I have a memory that will make you giggle. Totally different shuttle mission. Was a re-entry. I can't remember if it was, I believe it was CNN that was covering it, live broadcast. As the shuttle is re-entering, they flash up a little logo in the corner, and they're saying, "This descent speed 214 times the speed of light."
You did it. You made her giggle.
okay.
And I know they meant to type sound, but somebody from watching Star Trek too often that week.
Yeah, it's like Mach what? Warp speed which?
Mark,
yeah.
Mark, WTF?
I'm sorry. It might seem like Jesus.
Oh,
My all-time favorite of such stuff that they pop up on screen is something that SpaceX has started, and it's pointy end goes up.
Yeah, that's
pointy end goes down, pointy end goes up.
That is Tim Dodd, and that's his saying. All right, let's do a quick poll. Yeah, pointy end up, flamey end down. We're good to go.
Yep. If flamey end is up, you are not going to space today.
You're
all right. Release the parking brakes.
You're going to make that cement.
Oh yeah, you ought to be a guest on Zach's show more often, Stephanie.
Zach wants to actually do an interview with you.
And now he's stateside.
Yeah, now he's a Florida resident. So we call him the Canadian Florida man.
Okay.
And they have Green Menards buckets that are 5-gallon American.
Speak of the devil and he appears.
Well, okay. He's saying in the private chat, he's saying that would be awesome. Pop me a message in Facebook Messenger after the show. Are we off? Are we off yet?
No, we're not.
No,
we're still going.
No, wait, because we're
well, I'm gonna have to drop off when we go out. So
yeah. Oh, okay.
Well, everybody, I know that a couple people have to get to going. Kevin got to see what the wife wants, because if you don't do what the wife wants, something bad's gonna happen.
You
So
know.
I want to thank everybody for joining tonight. And if you have any other questions or anything, do let us know. So everybody say good night and go ahead and roll that beautiful roll that credits, Joe.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, folks.
Good
Good
night.
night.